Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Just One More Thing podcast, a podcast about knitting and crafting. I'm Brooklyn, I'm the crafter.
I'm Essen, the pesky little brother. Hello.
And I'm Janessa, I'm the knitter. Emerson needed to make just a quick little cameo because it's raining today and he was feeling a little left out. And I've been looking at the wrong spot the whole time because the camera's over there on that side.
Mm-hmm.
So look over on that side. Not at the screen, but towards the left button.
That's what I'm doing.
Doesn't look like it. I'll cut that part out. Okay. Anyway, welcome back to another week. I don't have a ton of stuff to show, but I do have some knitting that I'm going to work on while Brooklyn talks about her drawing that she's done this week. And then there's a couple other drawings, pardon me. There's a couple other fun crafty things that we'll talk about when she's done sharing her drawings for the week.
Okay, so this might look like a book, but it's actually a sketch pad. It's got 110 pages. As you can see, I started drawing in it.
Why did you get this sketch pad?
Because all mine are full.
They were all full. And what was the emergency that required a new sketch pad stat?
I had a field trip yesterday.
They went on a field trip, and since I won't let her take her iPad on the bus, she needed a new drawing book. So you went to the circus and you were drawing lots of pictures on the bus.
Yes.
So which pictures did you draw?
Okay. So since we did a Thanksgiving word search before we left on the bus, I did a cornucopia.
Gotta hold it more over this way. There you go. A cornucopia.
And then this is this is what I thought the tent is what I thought the circus would be like, or like in the tent, but it wasn't in a tent. It was in a building.
It ended up being in a big arena.
The Silverstein Ice Centers Arena.
I don't know that they do circuses under big top tents anymore.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Because there's probably not a place to set them up. So they're always in arenas these days. But they used to be under a big top tent.
Yeah, that's what I normally draw them as. That's a mouse.
Some of the pictures weren't share-worthy for the podcast.
Yeah. Here's Everest. And then there's a cupcake, some gum, and ice cream, I think. Yeah, down there, ice cream, and then a blue box.
Were those treats that you were hoping to get at the circus?
No.
Just random treats?
Yeah. I actually had some Oh. Okay, here's a flower. There's a flower. Here's a crazy face, and then Chase. Like, if Chase was an emoji.
An emoji chase?
Yeah. They don't have that, but I wish there was one. And then here's some ice cream. And then here's a random circle. And then there's more drawings, but that was like after the field trip.
Don't show that one.
Oh. And that's a dog. That's a dog person.
Okay, so what were some... Those were all ones that you drew on the bus to the field trip?
Yes. Well, not that last one I showed, but...
But all the others were ones that you drew on the field trip?
And I've been doing more Masterpiece. I did some last night, but I couldn't find... Well, I have them, I just couldn't find... I put them in like this little caddy, and sometimes I don't sort through it, so I'll have to try and find them. But a couple weeks ago, I drew this on Masterpiece. It's Chase.
Hold it back just a little bit.
Oh.
Chase. It looks like a person with a dog head.
Oh,
It's Chase as a person.
yeah. I have a sky one.
What about this one on the other side?
Oh, this one's Rocky. Here is a fawn.
Neat. And that was a masterpiece drawing?
Yeah.
Get the little, the one that you drew me for the sheep.
Oh.
So, I finally made it to Walmart the other night to pick up when I was getting her drawing book. And, what is so funny? What?
She looks so cute.
She looks so cute. You just can't help but laugh. Anyway, while I was picking up her drawing book, I picked up more embroidery hoops. And I had Brooklyn draw me a sheep. There we go. I can see it. A sheep's head so that I can make another yarn kind of picture like I did with the funky chicken.
Which is over there.
I don't think I can reach it.
I can.
No, here, we'll just do this.
I
That
can
one.
see that
Way up
one.
there in the corner. Oh. Now I'm probably not going to get this back
There we go.
in frame like I want it to be. Okay. So yeah, we're going to do another yarn picture for the wall. This one's going to be a sheep. She drew it with its tongue sticking out.
That was so funny.
Even though the picture that I gave her to use on Masterpiece did not have its tongue sticking out, but we're going to go with it because, like Brooklyn said, it's cute. So my plan is to do the face, like, in embroidery, and I want to do, I'll probably end up doing, like, a black face sheep, and then I'll embroider the tongue. But then all around it, like the entire rest of the hoop, I'm going to put white, fluffy, or maybe like crazy colored yarn. Like
Yeah.
I might do really fun, funky colors. And so it'll be like
How do you embroider?
a funky sheep, like my funky chicken. But it was, the idea was to have like this face in the middle, and then like you were looking at a sheep, a really fluffy sheep head on kind of idea. So like all of this will be colored. Like it's not just going to be this part of the sheep, like it's going to be the whole embroidery hoop is going to be fluff with the rug hooking, and then it'll be like a smoother face with the yarn. Or I might use like a brown color or something, because if I do all black, then I don't know what I'm going to do for the eyes. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll come up with something fun, but that's my next little rug hooking project. Did you have anything else that you drew or crafty that you wanted to talk about?
I know I sorted through mine last night, like my drawings. Can I go grab them too I drew?
Yes.
Really quick. I didn't use all of Masterpiece for this one, but this one is Rosie. I did the, like her uniform and helmet aren't, Masterpiece, because I freehanded it. And then, the rest of her is Masterpiece.
Cool. Looks like somebody got a hold of Sharpie.
This is Marshall. And then on the back is a...
Oops. There you go. What's that one?
It's just a regular police dog.
Just a police dog. Okay. Cool drawings. Okay. One other little crafty thing, and then I'll talk about the one and only thing that I've been knitting on. While I was there at Walmart picking up her drawing book, I came across these kits. So,
It's a DIY.
JBS Designs DIY, And it was in a box like this. And it was in Walmart, kind of like around the yarn and embroidery hoops and things. And they had this one and several other designs, but it's just a nice thick plank of wood. It seems pretty solid, so I don't think it's like MDF or anything. But it's got the nails pre-hammered in, and then it comes with string, and you get to do the string art on it. Brooklyn got started on it and was doing really well, but then Emerson was being Emerson, and since it wasn't a fun day where they could go outside and play, I ended up finishing it. But
I really wanted to do it.
I know, but we're gonna get some others, and you can do those because this was actually a lot of fun. We got this to give to Ben for Christmas because he's a hunter and he hunts deer, and he likes hanging things on the wall. So my plan was to not use the string that it came with and to just use yarn, but the yarn that I wanted to use wasn't showing up against the dark wood, and it was a single, and I didn't want to take the time to ply it. But yeah, the brown thread that I wanted to use wasn't showing up, so I ended up using the white that came with it, and I don't know, I think it looks better with the white. And grab the little extra thing of string. Do you see it back behind? It's like right in the middle.
Oh.
The white string.
Yeah.
So it comes with just embroidery floss. Just kind of generic embroidery floss is what you use to wrap it. And it came with 3 of these. So I guess I probably could wrap it some more. But as you can see on there, we went around the design quite a few times. So, Christmas gift done. They actually, and they weren't expensive, they were like $13 or something like that at Walmart. I think you could probably also find them at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or anywhere where they sell crafts like that.
Did you say Marshall's?
Michael's.
Is Marshall's one?
No, they sell like clothes.
Oh.
Excuse me. So like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any of those kind of big box craft stores, I'm sure would probably sell them as well. But yeah, it was just kind of a fun little...
It was probably a new thing on the shelf.
I have not, this was the first time I had seen them there in the craft section, but I thought it was cool. They also had like an arrow and a pineapple, where the other 2 that our Walmart had. But
and here's some instructions in case you need help.
Yeah, I was like, oh, surely they'll have instructions on how to do it. And basically it just says, start here. But there's no way that you can, like, it has no direction, no arrows or anything on how to go or in which direction to wrap. So you kind of just make it up as you go along. I basically found the easiest way to do it was to wrap around each nail, and I went all the way around the outline, up and around, back up to here, and then I started like zigzagging, and I kind of would like zigzag one little section really good, and then I'd like zigzag this section, and then I'd zigzag here, and then I kind of did like a little bit of the face and went up here and did this horn really well, and then came back down.
I got an idea.
And did like all the zigzagging on the face. What?
Maybe we can give it a face.
How?
Like putting eyes, like just simply little buttons right here.
No, I want it to be plain. I don't need to give it a face.
Oh.
I don't want it to be looking at me. It's gonna go on the wall. I want it to be somewhat.
And then there, you like.
It doesn't. It's just a plain plank of wood. So you could like put this like on a mantle or something, but it does come with hardware also that you can screw into the back. Sorry, you can say it.
Well, it's okay. You already said it. Like, it came with a little wall thing,
Yeah, it came with a little bracket that you could screw in so you could hang it on the wall.
Yep.
So that was our craftiness this morning. And like I said, they do have other fun designs. And you know, you can either use the embroidery floss that comes with it, or if you had you don't want to use too thick of a yarn, because then like it's the space between the wood and the nails isn't that high. But you could also like a lace or even like a fingering type yarn would work if you want to do like fun, crazy kind of yarn things. Or you could just be really crafty. If you have extra wood lying around that's like finished or something, you can hammer your own nails into a piece of wood. Just like print out a pattern or something on paper and put it on the wood and nail holes all around it evenly spaced. So it would be an easy enough thing to do like completely on your own without buying a kit, but $13 seemed like a pretty reasonable price for a piece of finished wood and not having to do any of the nails. So the only other thing that I've been working on is the sample pattern, or the sample shawl, that's going to be the pictures for my Chasing River shawl.
That's getting big.
As you can see, it's getting very large. I am nearly done with it. I just started a new row, so that's why it's kind of
I like
on a needle.
that it has like holes in the middle.
It does have holes in the middle.
That's why I said I like that it has that.
Oh,
holes.
you like that it has the holes?
Yeah, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How do you make the holes?
It's a way that you do the increase. Because the increase is a make 7. So you take 1 stitch and you knit and yarn over into it so that you get 7 stitches when you're done.
Hey, that's also the name of my one of my games on my iPad.
Make 7?
Yeah.
So that is nearly complete, and then I can get it blocked. I'm kind of hoping that I can finish it today and get it blocked tomorrow, and it's supposed to be kind of sunny next week, so I can actually go get some good pictures. The pattern is out for testing. If you are interested in doing a test knit for this pattern, there's still openings. If you're interested, just find me on the Ravelry, the group for the podcast on Ravelry, or you can email me or contact me on Instagram or wherever you find me on social media. Just reach out and let me know that you want to be a test knitter, and I need an email address to send you the info to. And yeah, I'm excited about that. Hopefully the kind of tentative date for pattern release is December 8th. So we'll see how that goes.
It's out next week, I think.
No, it's not next week. Next week, it's like in 2 weeks.
Oh.
3 weeks. I think I put it like 3 weeks. Is kind of the ideal time to give testers a chance to finish the shawl. So yeah, it's coming along nicely, and that's about it. I don't have anything else.
No, me either.
Okay, so until next week.
See you soon.